429-1730. That's 429-1730. Tonight at 8, Richard Burton and Claire Bloom star in the espionage thriller The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, with more movie and fewer commercials here on Channel 48.
Yeah, it's quite a view, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, I wish I had X-ray vision. I mean, I know Gavin is out there somewhere.
Probably. I doubt that he's in condition to try to make his way out of the city.
I'm so worried about him. He's been hurt and nobody knows how badly. He's probably scared half out of his mind and he's all alone.
Yeah, but still he's running away, Jody. That's not a good thing. Hope he comes to his senses.
I hope so, too. Do you think he will?
Oh, well, knowing Gavin, how he feels about you, I think probably before long that phone in there is going to ring. It'll be him on the other end of the line.
I hope you're right. I would give just about anything right now just to hear his voice. Even just to know that he's all right. Maz, I just thought of something. It might be the worst thing for Gavin to try to contact me.
Why?
Well, because the police know about us. I mean, they might have cops watching the building, and they're waiting for him to get in touch with me.
Could be.
Well, what about the phone? Do you think the phone could be tapped? I could be the perfect lead
Jody,
to him.
the phone is not tapped. Don't worry about that.
Maz, I just want to be with Gavin. I don't care what they say he's done. I just want to see him. I just want to know that he's all right.
Nobody's ever treated me like you have, Gavin. I mean, you make me feel like a person. Who could that be?
No, but you better ask before you open.
Who is it?
It's Calvin Stoner, Bobby. Can I come in for a minute?
What do you want, Calvin?
I'd like to talk to you for a second, Bobby.
What are we going to do?
Well, you better let him in and let's get it over with.
Calvin, you picked a really bad time to come by. I'm not feeling very well.
Well, look, Bobby, it really won't take very long, I promise.
No, I just got out of the shower. I'm dripping wet.
Okay, I'll just wait till you throw something on, okay?
No, it's not okay. Listen, couldn't you come by another time? I'll see you at Sid's, okay?
Bobby, you don't work at Sid's anymore, do you?
No, but, you see me there. I'll be around. I really don't want any company right now, Calvin.
Look, Bobby, I'm trying not to make this an official call, but if I have to knock on the door again, you're going to have to talk to Detective Stoner as opposed to Calvin.
Okay, you do that. Hey, shoot the door down, because you know what? That's the only way you're getting in.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Comet, the cleanser that disinfects as it cleans. And by Bold 3, detergent plus full-strength fabric softener.
You did it! Just takes know-how, Mom. Well, I hope you know how to get a good old-fashioned clean. That velour top is dirty.
No problem.
You can get that clean?
Old-fashioned clean with Bold 3 detergent plus fabric softener.
Come on. An old-fashioned clean from a detergent with a newfangled fabric softener?
Absolutely. Plus, you'll love the softness from Bold 3's newfangled fabric softener.
I'll have to see it and feel it.
You will.
No more tire treads. That's an old-fashioned clean.
And?
Feels downright snuggly.
Mm-hmm. And no static cling here.
I see it and I feel it. That's
know-how, Mom.
Bold 3 for an old-fashioned clean plus a newfangled fabric softener.
Boy, the garbage that gets dumped in my sink and those food stains, they're tough to clean. But you know what else is in there? Germs. So I don't just clean with any cleanser. I cometize. That's the best kind of clean a sink can get, because Comet gets out tough, greasy food stains better than any leading cleanser. And look, it disinfects, too. If a cleanser doesn't do all that, it doesn't get a sink clean enough for me.
Comet with Chloranol cleans rings around other cleansers. It even gets out tough, greasy food stains they leave behind, and it kills most household germs. That's Cometized.
Comet cleans better, and it disinfects, too. So why just clean your sink? Go all the way to Cometized.
So, did this reporter write this out of context, or did he make it up, or what?
No, that story is accurate.
You made some pretty serious accusations against Dr. Kavanaugh.
I only told the truth. Kavanaugh just stood by and watched while Gunther bled to death.
I think you left yourself wide open for a slander suit.
Oh, that's libel, dear. Slander refers to the spoken word.
Whatever. I mean, you practically charged him with malpractice, or worse.
It was worse, Raven. Far worse. It was practically a conspiracy to murder.
You actually believe that?
Look, Gavin started the job by shooting Gunther, and Kavanaugh finished it by refusing to give him medical help.
So you don't believe his story, that he was hit on the head and rendered unconscious?
That's a lie. I mean, he just used that to keep himself from being implicated.
I just hope you don't get sued.
I doubt if it'll come to that. And if it does, Kavanaugh will find himself in a lot deeper than he is already.
Well, I hate to sound insensitive, but what are you going to do about Gunther?
I'll manage.
You relied on Gunther. You hate to drive. You hate to mix your own drinks.
I've got no doubt that I'll be able to find someone to fill his rather large boots.
You also have to find someone to fill Jody Travis's rather large ballet slippers.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, I thought she took her tutu and took off.
Well, you see, Jody is a very young and sensitive girl, and now that Gavin Wiley has got his own problems, she may just be willing to reconsider.
Even after everything that's happened?
You know, I'm being very inconsiderate. I really ought to give that young girl a call and offer my condolences.
Your wifey doesn't like to be ignored.
Well, wifey won't be ignored for very long.
Fix yourself a little snack, huh? I mean, a bird would have starved on what you had for dinner.
No, I'm not really hungry. If you'd like something, I'll make something for you.
No. I had 3 portions of... You want me to get that? Could be the hospital calling.
No. I'll get it. Hello?
Good evening, Jody.
Skye?
I've heard about what's happened to poor Gavin, and well, I know how you must feel, so I'm calling to tell you how sorry I am.
Oh, really? You have a funny way of showing compassion, Mr. Whitney.
What do you mean?
How can you possibly have any sympathy for me? Especially after all the lies you spread about my brother-in-law.
Well, Jody, I just told the facts the way I believe them to be. I mean, those statements were certainly not meant to harm you.
Miles would never, ever let anyone die deliberately. How could you even think such a thing?
Jody, you know, I've been wondering when we might be able to get together sometime soon. When you're feeling better, I'd like to be able to discuss your career with you.
Don't even bother to open your appointment book. Just get lost, because I don't even want to see you again.
Certainly told him.
Miles, I hate him for what he said about you. I really hate him.
Sticks and stones, Jody. I'm not concerned about his allegations. I don't want you to worry about them.
How can I help it? It's all over the papers.
I'm in the clear. Don't you understand that? The police believe my version of what happened. That's all that matters.
Oh, I guess you're right. You know, I really wonder why Skye called here tonight. I mean, I wonder what he wanted.
Probably needs you.
For what?
Jody, you are his discovery. And now that Gavin is out of the way, at least temporarily, maybe Skye thinks he can win you back.
Well, he's wasting his time. I'll never dance for him again, Miles. Never.
I'm waiting, darling.
For what?
Who is the victim of your one last caper?
The per capita income of Monticello is quite high. There are more than a few worthy marks.
Can I hazard a wild guess?
Sure.
could it, by any stretch of the imagination, be the Whitney house?
You know that sometimes you are positively psychic?
You intend to make history repeat itself?
With one major alteration. This time, I get away with it.
What makes you so sure?
Darling, this is a game that must be played out to its conclusion. You must understand that the object of entering that house is not to escape with the considerable amount of jewels and cash and whatever else may be there.
No, of course not. Revenge, pure and simple.
Revenge is too small an emotion for this scenario. It's a subplot at best.
You want to show off Skylar Whitney to make him pay for past humiliations.
There's something much bigger at stake here. I want to have some fun for a change.
Oh, you want to have fun? We'll go to the amusement park. My treat.
My dear, life is too grim, too serious, and much too short. My God, without some real fun and excitement along the way, life isn't worth living.
And I thought you had matured. Still the child I knew in Europe.
Skye Whitney changed my whole life that night he caught me upstairs in that Paris bedroom.
He didn't take your freedom.
No, he took something equally as precious, though. I left that house sans my wife, my pleasure in living, and finally my career.
Be happy you're not in jail.
I'm never going to pardon that man for the sins he committed against me, and I intend to regain my feeling of joy when I return to that house and rob him, and this time I will not fail.
You're definitely a fool.
I'm going to do it, and I need your help.
You're asking too much.
Martine, you will be well compensated.
Too bad. I am not your accomplice anymore.
Martine, you helped me this once, and I swear to you, I will never ask you for anything again.
And I am to take the word of a thief. You know what? Get lost.
Hey, buddy, look out.
Everything's fine, mister. Everything's fine. I'll give you that divorce. I will leave this town and your life. Now, isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you want?
Yes.
Okay, now the same basic plan is in effect. With one small change. That's going to make all the difference.
Oh, you're so sure of yourself.
Martine, you're going to dance for Mr. Whitney and his guests, and you're going to mesmerize them with your beauty and your talent.
Sure. While you're upstairs in his bedroom, rubbing him blind.
Not
Everything just as before.
Not quite. This time, you are going to dance with the Whitney Dance Company.
The founding mothers and fathers knew their children loved to make animal sounds. But as America moved to the cities, things changed.
Hi, doggy.
By 1965, a great pastime was revived with See and Say the Farmer Says.
This is a pig. Oink, oink. Here is a duck.
Today, thanks to the Farmer Says, a thrilling sound can again be heard across the land. See and Say the Farmer Says, as American as...
Oh, hey, Angelo, your wife is making her homemade sauce.
No, it's this new spaghetti sauce. Prego.
Angelo Napolitano's wife using sauce from a jar? What about that good stuff she puts in her sauce?
It's in there.
Little bits of oregano, basil, parsley.
See? It's in there.
Hey, what about that great homemade taste, huh?
It's in there.
Introducing Prego spaghetti sauce. All natural ingredients, homemade taste. It's in there.
Gavin, just hold still while I finish changing the bandage.
No, get my shirt. Wait, I gotta go.
Where are you going?
I've imposed enough as it is. I gotta split.
Gavin, you're still in really bad shape. You've got to take it easier. The fever's gonna go right up.
I got a lot more to worry about than just my health right now.
Gavin, just stay here until you're well. We'll deal with the rest of it later.
No, they'll take care of me where I'm going. The cops will make sure that I'll be okay because they want me well for the trial.
What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, let's face it, Bobby. I've got to be the most wanted fugitive in Monticello right now.
Nobody knows you're here, Gavin.
Oh, come on! Calvin will be back here in a minute with a warrant. You know that.
Look, if he does, we'll just... Listen, when you're able, we'll get out of Monticello. I'll take you someplace where they don't know who you are.
No, I don't want to go on the run.
Gavin, it's better than going to jail for 20 years.
No, I'll get myself a lawyer. Calvin will know one. I'll get one, and we'll convince the jury that I'm innocent.
You really think you have that chance? Who are you trying to kid? Gavin, if you lose everything. Gavin, please, why won't you let me help you?
Now, look, if we stay here together, they will charge you with harboring a fugitive, and I can't let you get in trouble.
I don't care about that. I'm only doing what I want to do.
So you went over to Bobby's. Well, why'd you want to see her? What happened?
Well, actually, Sid, nothing happened, that's what.
We couldn't get past the door to her apartment.
I didn't understand. You mean she was out?
No, she was home. I asked her very politely if we could come in and talk to her for a minute, and she told me in terms a good deal less than polite to get lost.
Oh, that doesn't sound like Bobby. I mean, for her to be impolite to anybody, especially you. Well, I'll get you your coffee.
Okay, thanks. You didn't have a warrant. She was perfectly within her legal rights not to let you in.
Thank you very much for the reminder, Counselor.
Anytime.
I guess that's what I get for, running around with a lawyer.
You know, if you ask me, I think there's a better way of handling this manhunt.
Oh, really? Well, now, tell me, Sherlock, how do you think we should proceed locating Mr. Wiley?
Well, Bobby Gerard is just an acquaintance of Gavin Wiley's. Why don't you try talking to his girlfriend?
Well, it's a thought, I guess. I mean, I already read the statement she gave to the police, but, something could have been overlooked, right? Give me a minute. Hello, is this Jody?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Calvin Stoner calling.
Calvin, have you had any word? Have you found Gavin?
No, we're still looking. Look, he hasn't contacted you by any chance, has he?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Jody, what are you doing now?
I don't know. I was just doing some unpacking.
Look, you think, I could, tear you away from your chores for a little while?
What for?
Well, I'm over here at Sid's Tavern, and if you could, stop by and have a cup of coffee with me, there are a couple of things I'd like to discuss with you.
Okay, I'll be right there.
How about a bath, Tiger?
Wait, it's too hot.
Well, it feels just right to me.
It won't to Davy. To a baby, just right means special care. Even his clothes have to be just right. So I wash them in this for that ivory snow softness. I think it's just right.
Ivory Snow starts with pure soap. That's what gives baby's clothes that ivory snow softness.
It's soft.
Just right.
Ivory Snow, just right for baby's clothes.
Oh, honey, you're not going to make my safeguard any smaller, are you?
Who, me?
Look, this soap has nice lather.
No soap touch. Safeguard's rich lather.
This little number has a nice scent.
But I love Safeguard's clean, fresh scent.
Well, here's some dandy deodorant soap protection.
Come on, you can't beat Safeguard for deodorant soap protection.
Lather, protection, great scent. My Safeguard's getting smaller.
For the combination of lather and protection, fresh-smelling Safeguard's the smallest soap in the house.
My mom always says...
A penny saved is a penny earned.
I saved with this.
Waste not, want not. Dawn handles more grease for the money.
Are you sure?
Am I your mother? Look, I've washed greasy dishes in an average bargain liquid, and Dawn. See, Dawn handles more grease for the money. Keeps grease away from dishes.
With Dawn, dishes look great. My hands don't feel greasy.
They'd look better with a wedding ring.
Next time, call.
Dawn, handle more grease for your money.
Are you all right?
Yeah, my nerves are shot. I just need a drink.
You've been through a lot.
Yeah, well, 2 murders in the last 2 weeks. Those tend to frazzle my nerves. Have you invited any of your friends over for dinner and not tell me about it?
No, I didn't invite anyone.
All right, well, let me go find out who it is and get rid of them pronto. Excuse me.
Hello, Mr. Whitney. Glad I caught you in.
Oh, this is your lucky night. What can I do for you, Detective?
I'd like to ask you a few questions, if it's not an imposition.
Yeah, all right, let's get on with it. Why don't you just come on in?
Hello, Mrs. Whitney.
Hello, Damien. Gee, you come over here so often. Maybe you'd like to rent a room.
That's a tempting proposition.
Do you mind if we just get on with this here?
Well, you brought some new information to light today, Mr. Whitney. I'd like to hear a little more about it.
No, I've got nothing to add to what's in that article.
And you support these allegations that you made against Dr. Kavanaugh?
Now, look, Tyler, Kavanaugh stood and watched while a very trusted employee of mine just bled to death.
Oh, come on. You don't really believe that?
You know, I've opened up myself for a libel suit, Tyler. Do you think Kavanaugh is going to come by and pick up the gauntlet? Well, I don't. And if he doesn't, what does that tell you?
Not much. I doubt that Dr. Kavanaugh will bother to answer the charge.
You know, even my wife knew about the animosity that existed between Gunther and Kavanaugh. I mean, you've seen the bad blood between them, haven't you?
I have. I'm going to go see Chrissy about dinner. I'll be back.
But don't you eat dinner, Tyler?
Mr. Whitney, what do you stand to gain from this public accusation?
Nothing. I just don't like the idea of a criminal going unpunished.
Like Gavin Wiley?
I've got a lot more compassion for Gavin Wiley than I do for Kavanaugh. Wiley's just a hot-headed kid. Kavanaugh's supposed to be a healer, not a killer.
You sound like a very vindictive man to me, Mr. Whitney.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something, Detective. I don't have to answer any of your questions, so why don't you just leave before I lose my appetite for that dinner, huh?
All right. We'll drop the subject. Maybe we can discuss another topic at a later time.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Like a plane crash in the Alps.
Calvin, I swear to you, I don't know where Gavin might have gone.
Jody, are you sure that Gavin hasn't tried to contact you?
No, I wouldn't lie to you. I know the longer Gavin stays in hiding, the worse it is for him. I realize that.
Jody, the best possible thing Gavin could do right now is walk into the nearest police station and give himself up. It would make him seem a lot less guilty.
You know, Calvin, I really can't blame Gavin for running. He's probably heard all the same newspaper reports I have. Everybody seems to think that Gavin deliberately shot Gunther because of what he did to me.
Jody, what exactly did Gunther do to you?
I really don't want to talk about that.
Did Gunther assault you?
No. He just got a little rough. That was it. Nothing happened.
Now, that is odd, especially considering the fact that you're no match for him physically if he really wanted to hurt you.
So?
Yeah, what are you driving at?
Well, what if Gunther's intentions were not to assault Jody? What if he had another objective in mind?
Okay, like what?
Well, Gunther knew how Gavin would react if he heard about this, didn't he?
Well, sure, I'm sure he knew that Gavin would get very angry.
So you think that Gunther used Jody to goad Gavin into a fight?
It's a very definite possibility. Only things got out of hand and Gunther got killed.
Well, if that's what happened, then that could help Gavin's case.
It might.
In that case, the premeditation would be on Gunther's part.
And maybe Gavin could get off on some kind of a justifiable homicide charge.
Can I refill those coffee cups?
Oh, yes, I'd like some, Sid.
None for me, thanks, Sid.
How about you, Jody? Can I get you something?
Yes, Sid, I'll have a bowl of soup. No, I'll make that a cup.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I'm fresh out of homemade soup. I just sent the last batch over to Bobby's.
Sid, I thought you told me that Bobby hated soup.
Yeah. Well, she also hates fresh fruit, but she ordered some anyway.
Now, why would somebody's taste buds suddenly change all of a sudden?
Maybe Bobby's on one of those new diets. You know, you have to follow exactly what they say and they don't work.
Or, maybe the order wasn't for Bobby. Come on, let's play Miss Gerard a little visit.
Jenny, look who's here.
Hi, Grandma. Ma, I'm hot.
You've got a fever.
Do you have any children's aspirin?
No. I use children's Tylenol now because more pediatricians give it to their own kids.
To bring down your child's fever fast, trust Children's Tylenol.
Fever's down. Well, pediatricians know what works.
Trust aspirin-free Children's Tylenol, the one more pediatricians give their own children in chewables, liquid, and drops.
What helped her hamburger taste this good?
Hamburger Helper.
Help the hamburger.
Hamburger Helper, help your hamburger helper. Make a great meal
Hamburger Helper helps her make a great meal, like our cheeseburger macaroni. Just add it to hamburger and make a saucy, savory supper from hearty elbow macaroni and tangy cheddar cheese.
Kids gonna love it.
Dad will too.
Hamburger Helper, Helper, Hamburger Helper. Make a great meal.
Tonight at 7, Fred becomes a senior citizen activist when he comes up against a shady salesman on Sanford & Son. And at 7:30, Archie fears for his family's safety when an ex-con shows up to fix the plumbing on All in the Family, all here on Channel 48.
Okay, come on, Bobby, open up, huh?
Maybe she's not home.
Maybe she's pretending not to be home. Come on, Bobby, open up!
Hey, Calvin, why don't we try it later?
No, I've already tilted my hand here. I'm gonna have to play it to the end.
Well, what are we gonna do?
Look, if anybody asks you how this door got open, you tell them it was a hurricane. Bobby? Bobby?
Calvin, of course you realize this is called breaking and entering.
Bobby?
Looks like nobody's home.
Look, why don't you look around, see what you can find?
What am I looking for?
Any sign that Gavin Wiley was here.
Well, Bobby's definitely no threat to win a housekeeping award, is she?
Calvin? Calvin, look what I found.
So, my hunch was right.
Gavin Wiley was here.
The traffic.
I can't read
The boss. The baby. The dog. That does it. Calgon, take me away.
Lose your cares in the luxury of a Calgon bath. Calgon softens the water to leave skin feeling silky.
Tonight, Fred takes up gambling with some success, but can he take on Las Vegas? Find out at 7 on Sanford & Son.
Keep the home fires burning, dear. I'm only going to be gone for a few minutes.
Oh, Skye, please stay and have a little cup of coffee with your wife.
Okay. But the sooner I get down to police headquarters and sign these statements, the better I'm going to like it.
Just don't make any more accusations against Miles Kavanaugh, all right?
No, I'm not going to. I mean, despite the fact that I'm certain that he is responsible for Gunther's death, I can't prove it. This affidavit I'm signing is about Gunther's whereabouts before he was killed.
Well, I would just like the whole incident to be put to rest along with Gunther as soon as possible.
Well, actually, that newspaper story should punish Kavanaugh pretty well. We'll keep his...
Life on Sanford & Son right here at 7.
I didn't know if this was a good